Hi everyone, welcome to this Interior Design and Construction Management course. Today we talk about shopping center. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's see the content. The content of this lesson, I can break down into three main parts. It's the main building, which is designed by the architect. The inside fitting out is the master inside fitting out, mostly by interior designer, who's maybe also an architect. And the third part is the tenant shop design. It's about the tenant's designer. In this lesson, we are not going to talk everything in detail. This is only a brief introduction of the shopping center. We may talk about things in detail in the future. Okay, this is the main building. Is the main building architecture. You see, it's the main building of a shopping center. A shopping center is socially devoted for the retail business. Sometimes on the upper part it may be a residential building or office building, like this one. You see, this is the superstructure, which comprises the office building or residential building. For this shopping center, you see, it may wholly devoted to the retail business. If many things to consider, you see, for the main building of a shopping center is the master layout, regional environment, local building codes, maybe also the climate. You see, the climate and traffic, the local traffic, acoustic is very important. If the shopping center is close to the highway. Natural and artificial lighting structure is mostly will concern about the span of the interior or the construction, maybe in concrete or structural steel. The fire resistance construction, barrier-free facility. This is concerning the handicapped people. Surface area. This is the back of the house. Who's concerning sanitary or storage, etc. And then the E&M equipment area. The building plan. This is the shopping center building plan. You see, this is the shopping area, the shop for rent. See, these are the shops. The compartmentation is the fire compartmentation, which is 7,000 cubic meter in most countries. More than this figure, mostly we should have a fire shutter or a wall to divide, to segregate the area. Service core is here. It contains the lavatory, the stair, and the lifts. And the AHU room, that's just the air conditioning room and the electrical room. We call it service core. In this case, we have several service core. Fire exit route, which also are the stairs. Barrier-free installation. You can't see any barrier-free installation here. Mostly, in most cases, the barrier-free is the tactile on the floor. Most commonly seen. It's a tactile on the floor, and the handicap toilet, and ramp and wheelchair ramps. The fire surface is a sprinkler, the hose reel, and fire curtain, smoke curtain. This is the photo for the initial stage of the shopping center, which is the new after receiving the occupation permit from the building authority. Is suitable for use for occupation. The building authority issue an occupation permit we got the license. That is the occupation license. OP we call it mostly. It's a new building. It combines the basic facility, the basic construction requirement like this one. You see this is a compartmentation, fire shutter, track. And this is the railing. This is the wall, the floor wall. And then we got the railing. And you see here, apparently this tactile for the handicap. This is the cable tray, cable containment we call it, the cable tray. And then here you see we got all the basic facility for occupation. You see the hose reel, which is the basic fire surface requirement, and the exit side you see. This is very temporary. Of course, after decoration, this will gone, replaced with a new one, and good looking one, you see. This is a pipe which maybe not belong to the shopping center. Maybe it belongs to the upper floor, the office block or residential block. They use this sitting space for water fire surface pipe. You see here, you see a big gap here. Why is there a big gap? Because this is two different buildings. Because construction drawing or expansion drawing for the movement job or movement job. This is the two buildings here. During storm time, there is a water leakage, so there should be a water tray here, something like that. A water tray to receive the rainwater. You see the pipes have got the expansion drawn like this. This is for the movement, to prevent the movement. The compartmentation. You see this photo, you got the fire shutter track here. This is to segregate the fire compartment, which is 7,000 cubic meter for most cases. You see the fire shutter high behind this door. And there's a fire, it come out this way and travel this way. This is a horizontal fire shutter. You see, it drop down like this way. This is the vertical fire shutter during construction, you see. Mostly hidden behind a door here, you see. It's a vertical shutter. You see the track, the fire compartmentation, fire shutter track here, you see. It's mostly done by the architect or the fire surface consultant. It mostly come with the building. So the interior designer don't need to worry about that. Master internal planning are mostly done by the interior designer, who's maybe also the architect sometimes. Maybe an individual interior design consultant, and sometimes it may be also the architect. Master internal planning for the interior of the shopping center, the fitting out. The total image is concerned the total image. The outside elevation, main entrance, and lift lobby. This should receive attention. And the ceiling, flooring, and wall, soft fronts is mostly require design. It should be good looking. Information center, lighting, signage. Signage will be done by signage designer, mostly. Washroom, barrier-free facility. Barrier-free facility should be done by architect, and sometimes by the interior designer. E&M integration. E&M, of course, is done by E&M consultant, but the interior designer and the interior design contractor should do the integration of the E&M equipment and layout. Layout plan. You see this layout plan of a shopping center of color code. You see this is the retail area, pink area. You see this is retail. And catering, this is small park for catering for restaurant. It's a public area, it's a public circulation. In light green area, you see, this is the circulation, public circulation, a corridor, a long corridor. And this is a residence lobby. For this case, the upper part of this shopping center is a residential block. So we got a residence lobby here. Residence lobby. And the residence lift, which color is in deep pink color. And the surface core, so it goes in gray color. It's always the surface core. It contains the actual room and the electrical room here. The exterior elevations. Sometimes the exterior elevation will be done by advertisement designer, and sometimes by the architect or designer, interior designer. These are a few examples of the exterior decoration, which are not simple. You see here, you can see it here. We're facing the high street. The total image of individual shop. Mostly in a shopping center, we have the total image. This is the unified image of the individual shop, which is designed by the landlord or the building management and the interior designer. You see, this is the mock-up of the design for the client's approval of the shop front, of a typical shop front. This trace, sometimes we got different trays for their, we should design the location of each tray and the combination. You see, the shop numbers and the area is shown here. This is a typical section of a retail shop. This is the air conditioning duct and the door. This is the lighting. The ceiling. You see, we show the ceiling. This is mostly this grill is for the air conditioning grill. You see, this is a whole lot of things on the ceiling. We have to integrate with it. The sprinkler has lighting, with the lighting, different kind of lighting. Sometimes we have our lighting designer. Sometimes a lighting consultant. But mostly, in most cases, it should be done by interior designer. Emergency lighting, speaker, this is done by E&M consultant. Smoke detector, visual alarm is for the deaf people, visual alarm. Fire visual alarm. We'll talk about it in the fire service lesson. Air outlet, return, and air kill, etc. The flooring, you see. Flooring is important for shopping center. You see, this is a flooring pan. You see, this flooring pan. This is a public corridor. You see the complicated, the floor layout, the form, the shape. The complicated or straightforward. For this pan is a bit straightforward because it's in perfect square, 600 by 600 millimeter for this square. For this floor, you see, it's a lot simple. You see, it's a set pattern. Different. Actually, it's you see the curve pattern in organic shape. It's also a pattern. You got maybe 3 types of stone here. You see different kinds of stone. This is for the general, and this is for the pattern. This here and here. So it's a lot simple. This is not rubbish. You see, you may think this is rubbish. It's not rubbish. We call it the cement sand basket. We got it on site. It's for the leveling, to indicate the level of the screening. This is the height of the screening. In this case, about 3 or 4 inches. The wall decoration. You see, this is sandstone, a kind of sandstone cladding, and this is the aluminum cladding for the escalator. And this is also aluminum cladding with illumination. Information center and signage. You see, this is the information center. It should be very attractive. You should attract attention in a shopping center. This is the totem, the signage totem. And they indicate what kind of shop. This is a directory shop. The signage is sign. So In most cases, the working drawing of the signage design would be look like this one. And in most cases, the construction detail should be done by the contractor. They should submit their construction shop drawing for approval. Mostly this will be done by the signage designer, and the detail done by the contractor. We call it construction contract with design. This is the toilets. In a modern shopping center, the toilets should be beautiful looking and comfortable, and combined with local cooks. It's not simple because like this one. The inside is looks good and feels comfortable with modern facilities. You see automatic faucet, automatic flushing, etc. And good ventilation. Barrier free access for the handicapped people. You see, this is tactile. This is a wheelchair ramp. You see, it's required by the building codes. This is tactile, a wheelchair ramp, and this is the bell directory board. You see, this is the bell for the blind people, and this is the for tactile for the blind people walking, to show the road, the walking road for the blind people. It also include a handicap toilet, etc. We got a manual, you see, design manual for barrier free access concerning many things. The deaf, blind people, and the traveling, you see, the traveling route, etc. This is the air conditioning. It looks complicated. It looks complicated, you see. See, this is, we call it the jet outlet. Jet outlet, air conditioning jet outlet. You see, the outlet is adjustable, the direction. You see this free. You got this air duct. This is for this jet outlet. And this is mostly the return air duct. This is located somewhere here. This mostly is the return air. You see, this is the return air duct. See here, return air duct is this scale is for the return air. Of course, this is the design of the E&M consultant. For the interior designer or contractor, we should do the integration and coordination. You should understand it. We will talk about air conditioning in the air conditioning session. Electricity is important. You see, this is the armor cable from the meter room to each individual shop. And this is isolator, which is provided by the landlord. In each shop, we got an isolator, and we contact the MCB board with this isolator. This is a big isolator, mostly for a big shop or a restaurant. It's a very big, mostly 300 ampere, 3-phase. You see, it's a big fuse. You see, 3-phase, 3 cable. This is the isolator. The switch is here. This is 3 number of fuse. For reinstatement means that when the shop lease come to an end, you should return the shop premise to the landlord, and then you have to reinstate everything to its original status. We call it the reinstatement. Tenants fitting out requirement. For big shopping center, the landlord or the building management, they have a set of fitting out guideline for the shop designer, for the shop tenant, and the shop designer or contractor should comply with these rules and fitting out requirement. They should submit their drawing and design first and obtain the approval and comply with the basic rules like paying the insurance premium, third-party insurance premium, and deposit, declaration deposit. Requirement, all sort of requirement, electricity loading, they calculate the electricity loading, conditioning, layout, ceiling, flooring, shopping, entrance, door, shutter. For some shopping center, they have unified looking of the shop front. This is true for 20 or 13 years ago. But now it's mostly the looking is free design looking. You see, we don't have a very unified design for the shop front. But for 20 or 30 years ago, we have a unified signage. For every shop, it's compulsory. It's designed by the landlord. BMS, of course, BMS is not the interior designer's concern. It's we control is mostly the E&M consultant. But we should have some understanding of it. Actually, it's important for modern shopping center. We only have to do the integration and understanding and cooperation, the coordination with the E&M consultant. And we should have an understanding of it. It's like PA is for public audio, background music, Wi-Fi, for service control, visual signal for audio visual. Lead screen. Sometimes we have to do the frame, the steel framework. We design the steel framework for the big screen. And maybe the structural engineer have to do the calculation. The shops management, payment system is POS, point of sales, internet shopping, etc. We should have some understanding of this. Okay, this will end our session of shopping center design and construction. Thank you for watching. See you again.